Hi, I have a question for you. Don't worry, you don't have to answer out loud. How important is clearly communicating with those around you? If you have to turn in a printed report to your boss, is it important that your boss can understand what's being said? Would you like your your spouse, or your children to be able to understand what you tell them to do? If you can't spell properly, if you can't use punctuation properly, people will not appreciate what you have written and put down on paper. If your grammar and your sentence structure are not correct, no one will be able to understand what you say. Using correct spelling, grammar, and punctuation are important. Regardless of how intelligent you are, if you do not use these language mechanics properly, you will appear otherwise. While I don't have an English degree, I do have, I've been getting good grades in English throughout my educational career. In fact, many of my classmates turn to me for proofreading. I might have what one would say an aptitude or passion for correctly using spelling, grammar, and punctuation. Because of modern technology, language mechanics are not taught today like they were when I was in elementary school. I will demonstrate that the need for proper English has not fallen by the wayside, even though the written word has gone virtual. The correct use of spelling, grammar, and punctuation will streamline your communication, convey your intelligence, and help you in your education and in the schooling of your children. Let's address how these things can help you communicate. Kathleen Watson, founder and proprietor of Ruthless Editor, a writing and editing business, states, "If you can't clearly communicate, you can't get anything done. Using the wrong words creates confusion. Incorrect punctuation can also be puzzling." Take a look at this example. Can you see how the placement of one simple comma can change the entire meaning of a sentence? Using the right words in the wrong order also creates confusion. Allow me to give you an example. What if I said this? Requested February, your home, Thursday is 7 o'clock, my 21st evening, on at so present at I presence speech, may that. Okay, what if I changed my structure and I said it like this? Your presence is requested at my home on Thursday evening, February 21st at 7 o'clock, so that I may present my speech. I use the same words in both examples, but using correct sentence structure is important. Languages are structured in specific ways so that verbal and written communication between people will be clear and easily understood. Now let's address how good language skills can help convey intelligence. If your speech contains too many grammatical errors, if your writing has poor spelling and punctuation, you will lose credibility with those to whom you are trying to communicate. Take a look at this next sign. Now let's look at one more. Ask yourself, what do you think about the people who created these signs? Now ask yourself this, what do you think about the people who hung up those signs? I'll bet you that you think that they aren't very smart. That's what I would assume as well. Most people judge others by their correct or incorrect use of language, whether or not they realize it. When you use correct spelling, grammar, and punctuation, you appear more intelligent to those with whom you are communicating. People trust what you are saying when you sound intelligent. They believe that you're credible. And they trust whom you represent. You have more influence when you communicate well. Finally, let's address how good language skills can help with education. Being proficient in spelling, grammar, and punctuation will help you in every subject that you study, and your knowledge will help your children. Children learn language mechanics from the time they are very young in the home. It's much easier to teach them correct habits than it is to change bad habits later. I know multiple high school students who have taken a foreign language, and the teacher that is teaching that language to them not only grades them on their use of the foreign language, but also on their use of English as well. Teachers who really care about their students and their students' education practice this regardless of the subject that they are teaching. Computer code is written in English. Students with a good foundation in English will have an easier time in this field, and this field is increasingly growing. Remember, using good spelling, grammar, and punctuation says a lot about you. While it does appear that our language has eroded since technology has taken over most body copy, the need to know and follow the rules of our language has not. Being able to use spelling, punctuation, and grammar correctly are indicators of an educated, intelligent person who has taken great care in how they communicate. I hope I have illustrated why the careful use of our wonderful language is still an important part of everyday communication. And after all, you don't want to end up in a situation like this. That would be a shame to get the wrong message across. Take good care in how you communicate. Thank you.